Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to talk about this right here. We're going to go over the Koopor Plus. This is not a full review. This is just a quick look. Let's get to it, shall we?
Feel me like a Hellcat.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? Big D, Big Rig Vaping back with you here. Today we're going to go over this Koopor Plus. Now a lot of you guys have asked me to look at this. I'm not going to do a full in-depth review on this. I'm not going to go into the menu and all that stuff. That's been done probably 101 times. If you guys want to see some video on that, there's 100 of those out there. I am going to go over some of the basics and some things that I found about this thing that I haven't heard in other reviews that I found out with my personal experience. First things first, let's have a vape on it. Right now I've got the Heracles Plus on here. Got a 0.25 nickel coil in here running 500 degrees Fahrenheit temp control. Let's see what it does. It does a real good job, guys, in temp control. I don't have a problem with it in any of the temp control options, but let's go over what I like about it. Well, not really what I like about it, but what I've found out about it. First of all, the temp control, you can only adjust the temperature only. You cannot adjust the watts. You can adjust how hard it hits. It's got 3 or 4 different settings. It's got soft. Let's go look at them. It's got, hold on. I goofed. I took it out. There, temp mode. Okay. It's got a minimum, soft, normal, hard, and max. That's about all you can do. That's just adjust the ramp up speed or the ramp up temps. As you can see, it's doing a decent job on it. I do like that you can adjust it for a single or dual coil in the menu setting, and you can also adjust the temperature coefficient for whatever wire you're using to kind of dial it in. So if you're in, I don't know, stainless steel mode, let's say, and you think the temp coefficient is just a little bit off, you can go in there and you can fiddle with that and adjust that and make it what you want it to be. It's got memory modes and all that good stuff. It does a really good job in wattage mode as well. What I will say about it is that every once in a while it will power itself down. I've had it happen 2 or 3 times on me. That's not from loose batteries, because there's no battery rattle, and I've tried to make it do it and I can't make it do it. Also, when you take the tank off and put it back on, it doesn't ask you if it's a new coil or an old coil until you push the power button. Now, in other words, you got to take the tank off, tap the power button where it says check atomizer, put it back on, and then when you push the fire button, it'll ask new coil, old coil, yes, no, all that good stuff. I wish they would have let it do it on the fly instead of having to go through that extra step of pushing the button and make it say check atomizer. To me, that's a little bit jinky. I don't care for that. Good sturdy feeling mod. Only problems I have with it, I have one problem with it, the design, and the rest of my issues are all in the functionality of it. The buttons are good and clicky. I wish the fire button was a little higher, because the way I use it, I want to push here, and it's not. It's right here, and I have to kind of feel for that every time I go to fire it. These buttons, the adjustment buttons, are just fine. It's got a real nice fit and finish on it other than that. It's got another thing that I wish we didn't have. The 510 connector pin, and I'm sorry about the lighting situation. The sunlight's coming straight through the damn. There we go. Maybe that's better. But the 510 connection is just a connection. It's not a full plate. Let me take this off and I'll show you real fast what I'm talking about. See there, it's just a 510. It's not a whole plate. And it does set up just a smidge, so I haven't had it scratching the top of the paint. But anything's possible. I mean, you could get one that's got an RDA or something that sets a little low, and it could happen. So that's one thing I didn't really care for about it. Another thing, other than that whole having to tell it's a new coil crap, let me take this off. Nice clicky battery cover. Magnets holding on really good. But as you can see, those are clear wraps on those batteries. And the reason why they're clear wraps on those batteries is because this thing will tear up your wraps. When you take the batteries out of this, you need to take it off positive first. And I'll show you why. You see that spring? That's a nice tight spring. Well, it's got nothing on it but a flat plate. And if you pull your batteries out negative side first, that flat plate on that negative battery or that negative connection will grab your batteries every time. I've had it screw up 2 different sets of battery wraps, and piss me off. I don't care for that. My camera's leaning. I don't care for that at all. I wish they would have done something just a touch different with that. But it is what it is, and that's what it is. I gotta have a vape. So that's about it. For the price, it's a good price. I keep looking out the window because I'm getting loaded. I'm waiting for the guy to come. I don't want to think I'm talking to myself and I'm an idiot. So you know how it is. Anyway, for the price, man, it's a good price. I found it between 40 and 70 bucks online. You can get them at most retail stores for under 100 bucks easy. It's a good cheap mod. It's got a USB port that's upgradable firmware only, but there's no upgrades. I've asked Smok, is there an upgrade for it? They said no, there's no upgrade. Well, there's some things that need to be upgraded. You know, you got some bugs. Come out with some upgrades. Smok, if you end up watching this, which I don't know if you will or not, probably not, but you need to have upgradable firmware. You advertise it as upgradable firmware, but yet you don't supply upgradable firmware. So basically, that slot is just a waste. I don't know whether it was just everybody else was doing it, so they figured let's put one on there because everybody else is doing it. I don't know, but there's that. Battery life is good. Finish is good, except for the grabbing my battery wraps every time. Never had the battery door come off. All in all, it's a good little mod. It feels like it does 200 watts. I don't have a way to test it, but when I put it with the Noisy Cricket, which is an unregulated mod, or when I put it with the Sigelli regulated and crank it up, it's about the same. I don't have a DNA device to check it out with that, but for me it does good. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I got for you today. I did do a vlog this week, guys, because shit, nothing happened. Vaping on the same juice, using the same crap. I mean, no news is good news, I guess. So I wasn't going to bore you with the fact just staring at the camera and talking about how tired I was. So I didn't figure that would make for a good video. We'll see if we get a vlog in this week. I got some other things to talk about, and all that good stuff. Guys, don't forget to share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And don't forget, VCC Tampa's coming up this weekend, or next weekend. Yeah, it's 12th, 13th, I believe it is. But yeah, check that out. That's all I got for you guys. Other than that, you guys be careful out there. Yeah. Vape on.